Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Myself, MD Mahawasan Bhuya. I am a student of Department of Port and Shipping Management of Bangladesh Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Maritime University. Today, I am going to give a presentation, and I am giving my presentation to my honorable teacher, the Assistant Professor of Department of Port and Shipping Management of Bangladesh Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Maritime University, Mr. MD Mostuba Aziz Shahin sir. Today, I am going to discuss about a research topic which I have recently studied, and I am going to discuss about that research study on influencing factors of seafarers' mental health and precautions of psychological disease and related intervention mechanism under the MLC 2006. Let's start our presentation. The reference of this presentation is the research paper was submitted by Mr. Wang Jiaoli. He is from Republic of China, and the research paper submitted to the World Maritime University in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the award of degree of Masters of Science. The introduction about this research topic, growing concern for seafarers' well-being reflected in the MLC 2006. According to the estimation of ILO, nearly 6,300 people risk their lives every day because of various work-related accidents and diseases, injuries, or even deaths induced by scanty public concern for occupational safety and health not only add to the cost of individuals as well as the workers' families, but also become the major domestic financial burden. Due to the particularity of maritime working conditions, these problems can be especially acute and happen more frequently to seafarers serving on board compared to other types of profession on land. Those seafarers, to be more specific, who are engaged in ocean-going voyages, are suffering from increasingly high levels of stress, physically and psychologically, because of long hours of work as well as demanding and hazardous tasks. Furthermore, current researches have demonstrated that large proportion of physical illness are initiated by unstable mental states. The issue of seafarers' mental health can be no longer be neglected in international community. The objective of this paper is going to take the opportunity to observe and study previous researches concerning seafarers' mental health status with the aim to ascertain what the in-depth cause are of high incidence psychological disorders among this specific group. Through analyzing influencing factors from various perspectives, the study is supposed to also discuss and recommended an effective interventional mechanism in order to early detect potential psychological issues and conduct timely guidance. Moreover, the ultimate purpose of this paper will be an attempt to raise public concern of ship owners, companies, labor communities, and industry about seafarers' mental well-being and emphasize its significance to safe shipping and secure operations. Now we would like to discuss about the necessity of keeping seafarers' health and sane. Apparently, the 21st century is the ocean's century. Sea and oceans have become the second largest living space for human survival and development, on which competition between various nations has grown far more intense than before. The full exploitation and utilization of marine resources is a consequent requirement for countries that are proliferating all over the globe. Besides, the main channel of international trade and bulk cargo transportation can only be the ocean as well, as indicated by the famous remark prevailing in the global shipping community, which says, if there are no seafarers, there will be half of the population suffering from starvation and exposure. Some parts of the world with abundant resources are relatively low in production capacity, so that fail to make maximum use of the resources, while other districts require a huge amount of energy to meet their needs of production and daily use. Under these circumstances, high efficiency of maritime transport makes ship as the most primary means of convenience. Integrative studies of seafarers' professional characteristics. Due to the fact that Nowadays, the study mode is gradually changed from the technological medical model to the social physio-biological schema. Mental health and psychological diathesis of seafarers has gained increasingly more attention of research scholars in various fields. The incidence of psychosomatic ailments among ocean-going seafarers remains high for years, which accounts for approximately 49.9%. Furthermore, the aggregate scores of self-rating anxiety scale and self-rating depression scale are both significantly higher than the control group. Now, I'd like to talk about in light of the unique natural environment of sea and artificial atmosphere of ships, seafarers have their own psychological traits as follows. Number one, we would like to discuss the stereotype. Since the hierarchy position and the division of labor is fixed on board the ship, the nature and the scope of work will also be determined once the post is distributed. Therefore, it is almost the same role that seafarers play no matter at work and during their leisure time, which tends to violate the requirement of role changing advocated in psychological theory. The trend of crew members forming a modeled pattern of mental activities will easily lead to individual psychological problems. The number two point would like to discuss the tension and fatigue. With the development of vessel enlargement, modernization, and highly automation, staffing on board has been accordingly reduced. Thus, the workload accompanied by huge pressure that fall on each seafarer raised to a maximum level. Additionally, all types of stringent security checks also have to be coped with, not to mention the emergent situations such as encountering pirates, mechanical failures, or other unexpected crises. The issues stated above will negatively trap the crew members in a state of physiological tension for a long period, followed by sluggish reaction, confusion, panic, and other mental disorders. Number 3. Emotional fluctuations. Emotional fluctuations with the extension of hours of work on board the ship, this symptom will grow more obvious. Adverse influences can be disastrous, exposing sufferers to declined physiological activity index, irritability, decreased ability, sleep disorders, aggravated homesickness, and distinct job burnout. In authentic cases, some seafarers even behave irrationally, fight with others for the sake of tribal matters, while become repentant soon afterwards, and some are shrouded with taciturnity, often worry a lot, and are prone to feel disheartened most of the time. Impact of demographic characteristics of seafarers. We would like to talk about the analysis of influencing factors of seafarers' mental issues. Modern medical mode accentuates that various influences of biological, physiological, and social factors should be considered as a whole. From the viewpoint of health and disease, with the advancement of new medical mode, the public gradually realized the essentiality of mental well-being and vital impact of social physiological factors on human health. Due to the different mental states in different ages and cognitive differences caused by different cultural backgrounds, divergence of mental health states of people can be quite notable. Nationality and cultural background. During the exploration of standards of mental health status, it has been discussed that whether social adaptation has become a standard of mental health and whether the standard has cultural relativity to a certain extent. And meanwhile, disparate definitions have been proposed on whether the same mental state is in accordance with the health standards under different cultural backgrounds. Language is always associated with nationality and culture. The international seafarers' comprehension and mastery of English are not the same level. Hence, for seafarers from different countries and regions, there are certainly a mass of general problems and obstacles lying in the deep level of communication in addition to routine work. Now I would like to talk about one vital important topic, that's marital status. Marriage is an important aspect of the influencing factors of mental health of seafarers. Due to the nature of the work, it decides that the seafarers are placed in a working environment of long term drifting on the ocean and have to be far from family and relatives. This predicament makes normal communication cannot be well achieved between a lot of young seafarers and their opposite sex, leading to a great many of marital problems that cannot be resolved. Due to the long-term working on the sea, seafarers are separated from the family for months or even years, and the quality of subsequent marriage cannot be guaranteed in the sense of isolation. Impact of interpersonal relationship. Humans are inherently social animals. One cannot survive without being part of the society. Being comfortable with people is the constituent element of social adaptation. Physiological problems often occur when people find it difficult to handle interpersonal relationship. Good interpersonal relationship helps one feel secure and accepted, which brings along moments of happiness and satisfaction and ultimately mental healthiness. On the contrary, bad relationships make people nervous and defensive, which brings along pressure and loneliness. Therefore, people cannot live without social interaction. Being in a harmonious relationship is crucial to everyone. I would like to talk about corresponding precautions and intervention mechanism. Stronger social support. The mental health of seafarers has substantial connections with the social environment they are in, and the negative social factors can contribute materially to the generation and deterioration of seafarers' mental problems. Long time spent at sea is expected to cause stress, anxiety, depression, or some even more serious disorders such as PTSD, that is, post traumatic stress disorder, and the inclination to commit suicide. The involvement of more support from family. The home issues, as found in some studies, are one of the major causes of seafarers' mental stress due to the factual difficulty in maintaining constant and regular correspondence with their family members. The bonds between seafarers and their family tend to be weakened, which might not only cause the lack of support from family when the seafarers are in need of it, but lead to some serious domestic events such as marriage crisis and problems concerning the education of next generation, and they could lay even greater burdens of seafarers' minds. In order to solve this problem, various mechanisms have been laid down and trailed by some shipping companies, among which the practice of allowing seafarers to be accompanied by their partners or other family members on occasional voyages has proved quite effective. In the conclusion, I would like to say maritime industry is a unique field. It is physically as well as mentally demanding to work at sea. Seafarers are expected to fulfill a certain number of special requirements. Health status and work abilities are the basic prerequisite for duty of care in the sea. Seafarers have to work against several natural environment and rigorous working conditions, make proper operational adjustment on board, and respond to emergencies and hazardous situations. They are also required to safeguard the life and property on board and shoulder the responsibility of protecting ocean environment. Thank you everyone. I would like to have some questions in the comment section. If you have, please write in the comment section. I would like to share more with you for our beneficiary. As I am a seafarer, I am still on board while making this presentation. Thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum.